Hello, my name is Brett Yanoski.
And I'm Austin Morales, and you're watching The Inner Gamer On.
And today we'll be talking about the new virus that has now become a pandemic and how it's affecting gaming events and many, many more. We've had E3 canceled, South by Southwest canceled, and much more. And we are here to talk all about it and how it's going to affect us, the gamers, in what could be the hottest year of 2020 for gaming.
And as always, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and bang that bell because we know Brett loves banging bells. Cancel culture has come to America.
Cancel culture has definitely come to America. We're in a pandemic now. We are in a national crisis, as President Trump announced last week. And in the next month or so, hopefully this will start getting better. But in the meantime, we're starting to see lots and lots of cancellations. So far, E3, South by Southwest, Game Developers Conference, and many other gaming events have been canceled or postponed.
Yep.
GDC is supposedly going to come back later this year. When, we don't really know yet.
They said in the summer.
Okay, so sometime this summer.
I kind of feel like that might get canceled too, just in general.
Yeah.
At this point, like we're in a national pandemic. When before it was being moved, we weren't where we are now.
Right.
So things have changed.
Things have happened real fast. There's also a bunch of esports arenas and just events that are sports related that are going digital. It was going to be, they were just going to air them live with no fans. And now they're like just straight up canceling these events because the players are now getting infected. So with all this happening, we want to kind of look at this being the biggest gaming year in history, new console launches, all that stuff, and how this is going to affect what a lot of people put a lot of money behind to prepare for PS5, Xbox Series X, and beyond. First thing I want to talk about a little bit deeper is the big one in the pack, which is E3. In my mind, GD3 was also GDC was also really big, but E3 is a big gaming event that we already knew was having trouble leading up to it because Jeff Keighley backed out. PlayStation said again that they're not going to be there. A couple other people weren't going to be there. And this is well before coronavirus is even a thing that we were talking about. And then not long before they canceled it, the ESA came out with a response to the resignation of I Am 8-Bit, which was the organization that were the creative directors behind E3. And they left on March 8th, or right the week prior to March 8th. And they were like, we're not creative directing E3 anymore. It's like, what the fuck? So all signs led to this not happening anyway.
Yeah.
And then the next week they come out and E3 officially announces that they are canceling due to coronavirus concerns or COVID-19 concerns. So this is the first time since 1995 that there has not been an E3 that's happened.
Wow.
And it's not postponed, it is legit canceled this year.
Yeah.
And that's
can't postpone that.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because there's people coming from all over the world for this event.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Like Microsoft, this was their big event, and what they're going to do will kind of explore that in a little bit. But there was a lot of things that were going to be going on here, which we're going to talk about later on as well. But we'll see kind of what those kind of become as we jump through this. Another thing, obviously, South by Southwest got canceled. That was not a decision made by South by Southwest. That was a decision made by the city of Austin, who basically said, no, you can't have this.
I honestly think they would carry through with it.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Oh, if the city of Austin hadn't forced their hand?
Yeah. I think they would have carried through. There's just too much industry there for it to cancel, given I understand the situation now. I don't know, maybe they would have at this point. Fan Expo got pushed back.
Yep. Fan Expo got pushed back. Yeah, July. Yeah. That's right. And then GDC got canceled or postponed, I believe. Overwatch League is pushed back 2 months, so that's not happening for the time being. Even like in broader stuff like NBA, MLB, freaking NHL, all these sporting events and stuff are getting postponed. But the bigger problem behind this virus is, I mean, yes, like it's huge that we want to make sure we limit how it spreads, but at the same time, the bigger issue that we have to deal with now is the fallout that comes after, because
we're seeing
this is really, really heavily impacting our economy. With China having all their issues that they've had being shut down, we're having a supply shortage everywhere. We have businesses that are failing because of the social distancing, so people aren't going out to buy stuff as much at these restaurants and stores and all of these different things. So local businesses are suffering. These big events are getting shut down. So there's like big money revenue expectations from these events that are now not going to exist.
Yeah.
It's like
tourism, basically, people coming from all parts of the world to one event now ain't going to be here, aren't going to spend money.
Yeah. I heard a bunch of people freaking out about South by Southwest because, they put all this investment in like advertising for that event because they know how big of a crowd it gets. And now all that advertising money went to nothing.
It's going to hit a lot of people real soon. Like, I think the first month will be okay, but if we go into month 2 or 3, it's just not going to be good. And God forbid we have to go the rest of the year like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be real. A lot of businesses are going to close down. Yeah. And you have a lot of people out of jobs. Maybe we'll see a recession, like a full blown recession.
We may not know it yet, but we might already be entering a recession. Without like seeing it fully. But I feel like it's definitely here, in some capacity, because it's just we're not going to be even if this is only a month, it's still going to affect us really hard. Another thing I want to talk on this is really interesting is I started seeing a lot of articles come out that living in this age of technology that we have companies that provide us internet, and you kind of realize kind of how shitty things are because AT&T came out 2 days ago and said that they are waiving broadband data caps amid coronavirus for the next, I believe it's the next couple of months.
Whoa.
So in light of the number of Americans who will be telecommuting, using telemedicine, attending classes online, and otherwise using the internet more, the FCC is calling on all broadband providers to waive data caps in affected communities for the next 60 days.
Wow.
This tailored approach will no doubt cost telecom companies, but it recognizes the urgency of the moment. What makes you like one of the comments here was like it makes you realize why data caps are stupid because it's like you can do it, but I at the same time I get it because if you limit the data, you control the volume. Like you have a conscious control of volume, and if you just let it be free or whatever, it's like you never know what's going to happen, and it could like explode servers and like crash everything and stuff like that. But it is interesting that we have this ability, and I never would have thought about this. If like you can loosen it and lighten it up, and for example, what did I see the other day that students are getting something free because of this stuff happening, so they're able to get some free access. So they're starting to like open this stuff up to people that need it the most in these situations. So that's like the age of technology where it's a benefit in that we can provide more support quickly to people to have better access, easier access to things, just with the click of a button, kind of. Obviously it's not that intense, but that's something that can be done. Well, that's one thing that's exciting about this. That's what's happening is.
Well, isn't this crazy that like how everything has to adjust to certain circumstances? Like digital media, I feel like has changed a lot. Like you don't have to go out anywhere to do anything. You can have Amazon deliver to you. You can get clothes through Amazon. You can get food through Favor or Uber. All this stuff can be brought right to your door without ever having to actually see anybody if you don't want to.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Well, I saw one of the Caviar just sent an update today saying that they are furthering their COVID prevention stuff by saying that you can do contactless delivery. And I don't know what that is, but like how that
it's probably like I put it at your front door, I'm out. Bye.
Oh yeah. But then you're still touching it back that somebody else had in their hands.
Well, apparently they're trying to get these people gloves so they don't like less interaction.
Yeah.
But then you have people making your food, so
yeah, exactly. It's like it's gonna slip somewhere. It's gonna slip.
Yeah,
but at least it's helping prevent flattening the curve, as everybody says.
Exactly.
So,
well, maybe they spray it down with Lysol before they give it to you.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
But I just find it amazing that digital media is what's going to thrive right now the most. Like if you have a YouTube channel, you're a streamer, HBO, Netflix, all these guys, like they're making so much money right now.
Pornhub.
I mean, the internet,
crazy.
Digital. Everyone's like, oh, God forbid, there's an EMP from the solar flares and takes out all this stuff. Well, God forbid we have an outbreak and we have to stay at home all day.
Yeah.
Thank God for this, for digital media, man.
With E3 gone, with all this stuff coming out this year, one of the articles that I found, which got me really hyped, was that apparently Warner Brothers was going to have an E3 press conference at E3. And they were supposedly, rumor has it, going to announce and reveal the new Harry Potter RPG.
Nice.
And potentially reveal the new Batman game.
Very nice.
No, not nice, because now we don't know when it's coming. And
Well,
I'm pissed off.
I'm assuming they're going to do some kind of... So they got to piggyback off somebody. Be like, hey, Microsoft, can we show this on your thing?
Well, see, I wonder what's... Yeah, I just don't know.
Everyone's going to do... Like, this is why E3 is probably going to be dead after this point. Everyone's going to just do their own thing.
And find it to be just as successful, probably.
Yeah. I mean, you stream it the same day. It's not too hard to, like, ask... Or, from Sony to ask Microsoft, from Microsoft to ask Sony, hey, what do we do? Like, when are you streaming, right? And then we'll just stream either after or before, and just plan something like that. Like, it's not that hard, I feel like. Or go to Kind of Funny. Let them put it all together.
like what? Well, yeah, like I think what they did there was a good example of how you can do a showcase that doesn't have, or even the Nintendo Direct. Like they've started going digital with that stuff, and PS4 State of Play last year. You saw that it's possible. Like get a big fan base around it, make it a live event, promote it, get the word out there digitally, and then just run it and let it do its thing. You can have like discussions and stuff. Like you could have people come in and talk about it like on camera, but not like be in the same room or whatever. But like just have people like do like a Skype chat almost, where it's like back and forth.
Seriously, there's no
have
reason
conversations about that stuff, and I think that could be successful and work really, really well. So we're definitely gonna have. I just don't know when they're gonna do it. Like now, it's like, do they like? I'm kind of hoping that people somehow figure out a way to space this stuff out. So like, I mean, it would be awesome to just have constant streams of new media announcements all throughout the year, as opposed to like, that's one thing I don't like about E3 is that you get all this stuff bundled into one big conference and you get really, really excited about it, and you don't hear about anything for the next until Gamescom.
Yeah,
like you don't get any other big
Tokyo
huge
Game
things
Show.
like that. But I love to see like these things kind of interspersed throughout the year, so there's constant. On one point, it would help out the inner gamer because then we'd have more stuff to talk about more frequently.
That's true. This is true.
But then the other side of it, it's just like you'd have constant flows of hype, and everybody has their own kind of like rhythm that they follow. But I could see like a conglomeration of, PlayStation teaming up with a couple other like third-party developers to do one big online event.
Yeah.
And have like somebody, again, like I think it would be cool for them to bring in a content creator group, like Kind of Funny or the Inner Gamer or whoever, to host this event, and then get some of that flavor in there. I think that'd be really, really interesting.
Very interesting.
Because I mean, they brought Greg Miller in for PSX a couple years ago, so that did pretty well, and I think there's some potential there, but. It's like I also saw that there was a leaked potentially a new Tony Hawk game that was going to be revealed at E3.
Oh dang!
Which Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 didn't do so hot, but if maybe they've learned their lesson and would make it better, and I would still love to see a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game that was good.
Oh yeah,
because that was a lot of fun back in the day. So yeah, I mean, there's just so many different things that can come from this, and I'm just like, I wonder how they're going to approach it. I mean, this is a good time to experiment, explore new ideas, and save a lot. I mean, in a sense, save a lot of money after the first year of not saving money, because you just spent all this money on these like floors and stuff like that, and now it's like all for naught. But
I feel like as much as I don't want E3 to go, I think it's evolving into something that's just unsustainable.
Yeah.
Well, we all kind of knew that already, but just the way that they're going about it, there's still a way to put all these developers and people together, streaming on the same day at different times or 3 days or whatever, however they want to do it. Maybe someone could be there to like get that organized in a timely manner. Yeah, but I think E3 is just not going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a house of cards. It's falling apart right now.
Yeah,
and this is the
No
final
way,
straw.
it could have been good for them, because I mean, a lot of people are now leaning towards PAX for these big announcements. Mine is PAX South, but
that's true.
They're investing a lot in PAX East and West and doing showcases there. PlayStation is doing their own thing. I think people want these. I don't think there's as much of a need for these industry focused conventions. They still have business meetings and stuff all the time everywhere, but like so much of that stuff can be digital if need be. But
You're just trying to cram so much into a week. It's just, it's too much.
It's a lot of stuff. But I did see an article today though that like China, about 70% of people that weren't infected are now recovered. So they're getting better. And then hopefully that's fixing itself a little bit. So hopefully we'll start seeing that more here.
A lot of people are recovering.
Yeah.
You know?
So,
when it hit America first, it hit an old folks home. So they were all going to pass.
Yeah. I saw there was like 40 people that have died in Washington and everywhere else. Like the next highest death was there's 5 confirmed in California, I believe, that died. But by far the biggest impact was in Washington State so far. And then of course, California and New York because of the density of people. Another reason why you don't want to be super close to everybody. But yeah. I mean, what do you think Microsoft's going to do? Like, do you think they'll just do like an online talk, or will they they're always about like this big, huge stage presence, showy thing. I mean, they could theoretically do that just without a crowd.
Right.
But
I can see them doing a Nintendo Direct type thing.
Yeah.
Where what's his face gets up there and just talks. They just make a video. That's that.
In a way, that's kind of what they do. They just add all this extra pizzazz. It's just not necessarily necessary. Like, remember when they did that Gears 5 reveal and they went brought the camera down underneath the floor stupid. And so I was like, that's interesting, but it's like you could have just showed me these trailers and called it a day.
Yeah, I think they'll do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they pay people to put the trailers in there or not, but I can see them doing like a big showcase like that, just without the stage.
Yeah.
And that'd be fine. I think everyone could do that too. Yeah. And then like if indie guys or like the PC people want to all get together and do the same thing, like they already do that. You just have the stage and the announcer. Just make it a video. That's done.
Yeah. I think the way Nintendo has done it, although theirs are they're too like literal in a lot of senses, the way that they describe their stuff. Like it drives me crazy whenever they are talking about Pokemon and they show Pokemon footage and they go and explain exactly what happens step by step in the video. Like they're very, very like they just talk too much on a subject, but that's just I think the nature of like Nintendo Japan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love the way that they have people on like a white background just sitting there like just describing what you're about to see and then jump into the actual gameplay video and they come back and talk about it more. Just having that back and forth dialogue. I could see like Phil Spencer sitting down with a developer or somebody and having a dialogue about this game and then jumping straight into here's the gameplay reveal, here's the trailer reveal.
I can see IGN doing it that way, where it's like, hey, we're streaming, we're watching it with you, and then, hey, come back in an hour, we're going to have this guy on Google Chat or whatever, or the developers, and one person talks about it or something like that.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to have to be, because no one's coming over from Europe right now.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited, like, in a way, because this is the first year I won't have to worry about FOMO being a thing with these big events. I'm like, oh, damn, I wish I could be there for E3. I wish I could be there for that. I'm like, now I don't have to wish I could be there because they're all going to be available to me and I will get the same experience as everybody else does.
Yes.
Which is kind of a good thing for a lot of people.
I don't even have FOMO for E3 anymore. Just thinking about those crowds.
I don't have FOMO for E3, but just like
goodness gracious.
I would like to be in the room when like Keanu Reeves came out and said we're all breathtaking.
That would have been amazing.
But other than that, like it's fine. Well, it'll be an interesting couple of weeks. For those that are curious, the Inner Gamer is still producing content every single week. So make sure you join us on all of our digital assets as you're sitting at home in quarantine. You can tune in to watch us on Wednesdays on our weekly stream.
Yes.
That is all that we have for this discussion. It's been a wild ride thus far, as you all know.
Oh, yeah.
Things aren't slowing down anytime soon, but this industry is used to being online. So I think we are set up for success as more than any other industry that's out there.
Exactly.
So hopefully what were once in-person experiences can be large live online experiences akin to like, when Fortnite had their big Star Wars event or, Marshmello did a live concert or whatever. Like
that's true.
Just
so
rinse and repeat and do that stuff again and bring it online, and that'll be the way it is.
Yep.
And with that, that's going to wrap up our discussion this week. If you want to contribute to next week's segment, give us a shout at theinnergamer.net, or you can join us on our Discord channel with the link in the show notes.